Yes.
Yeah, hello, my name is Ahmed Al Saleh, and today I'm going to be talking about an interesting topic, which is from humans to robots, machine learning for healthcare. Like there is like a theoretical research paper in today's time, machine learning has emerged as an exceptional replacement for human expertise and has simplified the optimization function as well. The basic idea behind the implementation of machine learning is to simplify complex problems. A lot of robotics-related problems have been simplified with the execution of machine learning. Machine learning is a powerful tool that can be very useful for efficient administrative work in hospitals, like mapping and treat infections, diseases, and personalized medical treatments. Through machine learning, hospitals and healthcare system work efficiently, and it reduces the cost of care. Here we will be talking about like traditional programming versus machine learning. In traditional programming approach, developers write code that will work on data to give user an output. However, in machine learning approach, the data is fed alongside the known output. So it's like trained. The resulting artifact is like a model, just like a program written by the developer in a former approach. In traditional programming, is like a manual process. It means a person creates the program, but without anyone programming the logic fully. So one has to manually formulate or code rules. In machine learning, on the other hand, the algorithm automatically formulates the rules from the data has been the one that has been fed to it. Here we will be talking about the most popular types of machine learning and more frequently being used. As we can see here, like there is like three different types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. The subtypes of each, like for example, supervised learning, we use a classification model and regression model. In unsupervised learning, we use dimensional reduction and clustering model. In reinforcement learning, we use real-time decision, robot navigation, and a lot of other things. So here, why we should consider like machine learning for healthcare, and or let's say like what the purpose of being to use it in this industry. Medically designed robots can be really helpful in these cases, where they will take care of patients. Several people, like for example, with disabilities, need care at their homes, and only many times their family members are unable to do so because of their own work and their responsibilities. So in this case, robotics comes in. For example, Quantix is powered by machine learning and artificial intelligence and developed in the labs of the University of Chicago. It addresses the critical needs of patients and practice administrators and provides information that enables faster and more accurate diagnosis. Also like individualized treatment and improved outcomes. The goal of this development was to provide better result and improved diagnosis by radiologists for this type of patients. Another examples we can say that we can like talk about the artificial intelligence, and it can determine a patient's breast cancer diagnosis very easily. With artificial intelligence technology, medical professionals can quickly and accurately sort through breast in patient with the dense breast tissue to eliminate those without cancer. Other than that, we can use it for smart . diseases prediction to keep the history of patient that helps to predict diseases. We will be talking about some of this more in the next slides. The role of machine learning in like different departments. Let's talk about like surgery example. So the role of machine learning in robotic surgery in healthcare departments have brought many positive change. For example, imaging and diagnosis are possible by scanning the body. Operating on body becomes easier and more comfortable with the help of surgical robots. And we can say also like treating cancer has become much easier as these machines depict the after effects of radiation on the body. Also, these machines work with the more precision and accuracy, and so it will result like fewer complications instead. Also, it can detect drugs and medicines. It becomes easier as a machine can suggest how individual can behave under certain medications and cases. Different machine learning techniques help us to guide different solutions to the existing problems in the medical healthcare. Like, for example, the supervised learning, which can be defined as like a learning task, is designed and given to the algorithm to improve and predict the outcome over time, as we can see in those images, specifically here. In the case of unsupervised learning, when no proper data set has been provided and we need to predict the possible outcomes, then we use this technique. In case we know the medical history of the person, then we can use the reinforcement, like the third type, which is like the reinforcement learning. Let's talk about like some applications of machine learning in the healthcare department. Identifying diseases and diagnosis, as we have been mentioned earlier, and smart health records, clinical trial and research, crowdsourced data collection, better radiotherapy, machine learning-based behavior modification, personalized medicine, medical imaging diagnosis, and finally, drug discovery and manufacturing. We will be talking here more about like the use of machine learning in various surgeries. The use of machine learning in various surgeries help us to identify solutions feasible and easier to operate and ensures minimal blood loss, for example, and as well as a minimal surgical pain. And it will result like to short hospital stay for the patients and like a quicker recovery. So the use of robotic surgery is growing very fastly in this field, specifically in gynecology. It's like women-related issues. This adoption of artificial intelligence is because it promises and improved vision used like tools and advanced ergonomics associated with such system, encouraging many surgeons to perform invasive procedures that were earlier banned by the laparoscopic surgeons. So, for example, like related to kidney, like kidney transplant surgery is only necessary when one or more of the kidneys will be removed. In the traditional way of kidney surgery, it's involved like large incisions of up to for example, like 8 inches. When robotic kidney surgery occurs, cuts are very short and recovery time is also very short, due to which the patient can resume his or her daily life activity immediately. In this slide, it shows about the detail of how, excuse me, sir?
Please continue.
Yeah. As we can see in this slide, it shows about the detail of how robot surgery and machine learning algorithm helps in operation in the healthcare industry. Surgeon with a computer robot, that robot trained by supervised or unsupervised machine learning model and see the 3D camera, and nurse helps to supervise the robotic machine during the surgery. Let's talk about why robotic surgery has an edge over the traditional method of surgery, why it's better than the traditional way. So here in this case, as shown, in case of robotic surgery, the machine learning algorithm will check the patient profile, and then we'll check the details of bone anatomy, and then we'll check the gap and predict what can be possible measures can be taken to ensure the lower pain and more stable surgery done by robot with little manual interference of robot. From the patient's view, such surgeries causes minimal pain and less scary. It also promises a short recovery time, as we mentioned earlier. The surgeon also enjoys more flexible movements and enhanced more advanced visibility of the operated area. So such surgeries promise fewer complications, as we have also mentioned earlier, and there is no need of staying for longer period in hospitals. With the help of robotic arms, surgeries can be performed with more delicacy and price, smarter and more efficient movement, and hence they can make a better decision during the operation. In this slide, we can see how they are estimating the time, and they calculate the time of specific cases. To find out how much time is required, surgeons estimate the historical checkup using machine learning models. Thus, with the help of that, they're able to find out the surgery time. We will be talking about that in the next slides also. So in this slides, this gives more detail with the help of different data set, the information given to the hospital, admit and examination of the patient and the begins and ending, physicians attended by, name of the disease, type of disease, along with the help of their laboratory reports, medicines prescribed, and on. So one can fit this all data into the machine learning model. Then, with the help of specific algorithm, they can predict the time of operation in a better way. So, in conclusion, machine learning has shown its crucial importance and role in various departments. The top machine learning in the healthcare can be considered as the following: drug development and finding its fraud cases, as well as the poison in the body, robotic surgery, automation in surgery. So with the proper use of mechanical and robotic learning in particular area, there will be a better understanding and predictability of infectious diseases. Also, the transmission mechanism of these diseases. Also, it's improving the targeted intervention and reducing health-related diseases. In your robotic system, the surgeon is free to measure movement. That's we can say they can set the scale on 1-to-1 scale, where the arm of the robotic, for example, will move 2 inches by 1 inch of the surgeon hand. In this manner, with the advent of new technology adoption in the healthcare industry, patients can be treated with more care, and doctors can get manual work done by this algorithm and robots. Thank you. And is there any questions?
Ahmad, Danny McCray, how you doing? Great job.
I'm good, thank you. Go ahead, sir.
One question. When you say it's going to scan the body, is this going to be like a CT scan? How are they going to? What are they going to scan the body with to get a diagnosis of what's wrong with the person?
In my opinion, sir, during this time they are scanning, like there is, like, as you can see, like as you can know, there is like imaging devices, and the result of the imaging, it will be like studied, or like with the scanning or something. But with this new approach, like of involving the robotic in this way, so the robotic will identify like the issue after like the scanning, for example, like by this type of data that have been fed to it, or like by specific algorithm to identify it more quickly without involving human in this process, as I believe. I hope that I answer your question, sir.
Yeah, I just thought maybe they're going to piggyback off the CAT scan they kind of do already when they put you in that machine to look at what's wrong with the tissue, and then send that image maybe over to the robot to make it clear, and maybe use convolutional systems to actually make it work correctly. But I know we already got some image scanning system, and I thought the CAT scan would be already available for that use.
I believe it will improve the process of identifying like any issue, and I think it will also like provide like the best way for like operation if it needed or something like that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.